Recognize the representative of the Bauchi State Governor who is here, the Speaker, House of Assembly, Bauchi State. You're welcome, sir. And I also want to recognize the MD, Nigerian Film Corporation, Mr. Ali Nuhu. You're welcome. Please permit me to also recognize the CEO BNCTs, Mr. Olubumi and Oshibajo. You're welcome. And I have the Director General, NEMA, represented by the Director Special Duty, Ajia Fatima Kashim. And also we have the MD CEO, Northwest Development Commission, Professor Shehu Abdullahi Mahaji. Please can we put our hands together for them? And we continue with the
Okay, so I'd just like to interrupt Sheyi, who has a list of goodwill messages that are going to come real quick. Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Honorable Minister of State FCT, Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, because we have something that would help your day to go better. And this shouldn't be very long. But this is a performance, Honorable Ministers, please, I'd like to crave your indulgence, that has a gentleman who is a young person, who is forward-looking, who has been in the forefront of promoting Nigeria even before he became this big name, has always carried Nigeria's flag on his head. I'd like you to please welcome, with a definitive Abuja round of applause, the man I like to call my younger brother. If you have a younger brother like this, please come out. This younger brother of mine is a performer and a true Nigeria's representative. Your Excellency, Mr. President, sir, permit me to introduce your son, who has carried the flag of Nigeria all over the world. Help me welcome the irreplaceable Timi Dakolo.
As a people stand, as a people with song and one voice, we're a nation undivided and poised. We will die of land and beer, our hands efface to the flag what is ours. See, we are as a people with one heart and for one cause. We're determined to build and restore. Freedom reigns and the rivers are ahead. Well, it's for us all. Said our hand, well, let's hope for you and I. though we are many people, different tribes and different tongues, we're united in a chanted song to uphold and generations to come. Said, and for generations to come. How many true Nigerians do we have in this building? Shine like the sun from the north, south, east, and west. Lord, we have was a faith. We believe in these nations, and we'll know we'll get there someday. Lord, we have with a faith. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we will shine like the sun. Every Nigerian hear this. Nigeria, hear this. We're a great nation. Thank you very much, Timmy.
We will defend our land, will believe in this great nation and the promise she holds. Please can we put our hands together for Timmy Dakolo. Are you ready to defend Nigeria? Are you ready to defend Nigeria? If you're ready to defend Nigeria, say yeah! I love this nation. It has given me so much. And we'll take more goodwill messages, but please, we'll crave your indulgence to please help us manage our time. Just 3 minutes for each of the speakers. And please permit me to welcome the chairman of the National Sport Commission, a man who's done so very well for the Nigerian sport. Please can we put our hands together for Dr. Shehu Diko. Please, a round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented here by the Minister of Information, the Deputy Senate President, the former party chairman, permit me to stand on all already established protocol. I think my goodwill could have been much easier. It's just for me to adopt what Timmy have just sang here today. But I will add a few words. We all know that the biggest platform to engage the youth, and indeed Nigerians and everybody in this country, is sports. We are all privileged to be given the opportunity to drive that process. So therefore, I first congratulate my brother for putting this together and to assure you of our continuous collaboration and support to make our platform of sports available to drive this unique program and framework going forward. It is the best platform through sports, which is basically our national asset, that clearly drives into the minds and hearts of the entire country at any point in time to be able to drive this framework so that we can be able to get everybody involved, everybody to love Nigeria the more, and to give everything for Nigeria. So thank you very much. It is my pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shehu Diko. That's the shortest speech I've heard from any politician in my life. Thank you. And now please permit me to welcome the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, who is here in our capacity and also representing the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Yeson.
Thank you very much, the Directors of Ceremony, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Muhammad Idris Kakinupi, the Deputy Senate President, His Excellency Senator Barrow Jibril, CFR, representative of Kano and Jigawa state governors, all members of the National Assembly that are here present, Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Iman Suleiman, FSI, all members of the Federal Executive Council that are here, His Excellency Chairman, Federal Aviation Authority of Nigeria, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, OFR, CON, all members of the business community, international and diplomatic corps, the Honorable Senior Special Assistant and the convener of this important occasion, that's SSA to His Excellency on Citizenship and Leadership, Malan Nasru Bala Jao Oji. Our Royal Father, Alhaji Amina Ado, like Ara Sarki Lafia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, youth, women, I acknowledge everyone that is here. It is an honor for me to join you on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration at this important national launch of My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign, a visionary initiative of the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to Mr. President on Citizenship and Leadership. I congratulate the organizers for championing a platform that calls citizens, institutions, leaders, and communities to a renewed sense of duty and shared nation building. This campaign comes at a time when our country is undergoing a remarkable transformation under the leadership of His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Across sectors, Nigerians have been presented with new opportunities to contribute, participate, innovate, and take responsibility for the success of our great nation. It is therefore fitting that we gather together to reaffirm the nation building is not just a task of a government alone, as it was stated by SSE. It is a collective obligation that begins with every one of us. As the administrative and symbolic heart of the nation, the Federal Capital Territory stands as a reflection of Nigerian unity, values, and aspiration. In the FCT, we are committed to promoting responsible citizenship, strengthening civic culture, and encouraging communities to take ownership of their environment, public asset, and shared spaces. Through policies that emphasize inclusion, security, environmental stewardship, and civic engagement, we continue to build a city where every resident feels empowered to contribute positively. The message, My Nigeria, My Responsibility, aligns strongly with our ongoing efforts in the FCT to promote this feeling, uphold the rule of law, foster social harmony, and support community participation in governance. It reminds us that patriotism is not just expressed during national events, no. It is demonstrated daily through our choices, conduct, and also contributions. I'm confident that this campaign will inspire a new wave of citizen-led action across schools, workplaces, communities, and institutions. We should all collectively view it as a call to strengthen ethnic leadership, amplify volunteerism, mentor our team in youth, protect our national asset, and uphold the value that binds us together as Nigerians. Once again, I commend the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to Mr. President on Leadership and Citizenship for this tremendous achievement. Thank you for coming. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, for that goodwill message. Please can we put our hands together for her? And now I'm about to introduce a woman who I call my sister. I love her so much from her time as the Minister of State for Police Affairs, and now the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs. Please can we put our hands together as a welcome Honorable Iman Suleiman Ibrahim. Please a round of applause for her. A true representative of the Nigerian women. Please can we put our hands together for her?
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheilo. A true responsible citizen, one of my favorite, and your co-convener, your co-MC, my auntie, Eugenia Abu. I'm sure you all know that I'm going to do this. Before I start my speech, I'm going to correct an injustice that just happened. Tamita Ben, all sincerity, wanted to chair the men. But in chairing men, you have to also chair the women. So can we have 3 bosas for our women as well? Bosa, bosa, bosa. Because Nigeria needs responsible men and also responsible women, and we do have a lot of them. So I have to start by correcting this injustice, because today, globally, we stand as the global lowest when it comes to proper inclusion of women. And we must be very, very mindful of that, because we run a democracy, and in being responsible, we want to accelerate development. And we cannot do that without over 50% of our population. May I start by recognizing His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who is ably represented by the Minister of Information, Malam Idris Malagi, another responsible citizen who makes his job so easy. And that's where we need professionals in the right place. Round peg in the round hole. Honestly, we respect you, Mr. Malagi. May I recognize the Deputy President of the Senate, another he for she, another responsible citizen, my big brother. We recognize you, Your Excellency, Malam Balaro Jibrin, CFR. May I recognize my dear sister, Maria Mahmood, Minister of State, FCT, who is here in her capacity and also representing another brother of us, FCT Minister. May I recognize the chairman of the Sports Commission, another he for she. Whenever you see the chairman Sports Commission, just know that they're either women there or youths, because he knows that they're the collective majority and we're building the country. I recognize you, Marlon Diko, and we thank you for the love for country. May I recognize my father's friend, the chairman, former APC chairman, Malam Umar Ganduje. I recognize you, Baba, and I see you. Thank you for being another responsible citizen and for your love for Nigeria. May I recognize the Emir of Kano, Malam Aminu Bayero. Thank you so much, Your Majesty. May I recognize all heads of government agency here present. May I recognize my sister, the ambassador of Cuba. I thank you for your love and your support. And thank you for also supporting Nigeria. We appreciate you. May I recognize representative of the IGP of Police, members from the private sector. We thank you. We can't build Nigeria without the private sector. We thank you for your partnership. May I recognize our youths. I'm sure you're all aware that almost 70% of this country are youths. And over 60% of them are women. So I recognize you, our youths, our leaders of today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to commend and recognize my brother, the SSA to the President on Citizenship and Leadership, who convened this very critical conversation at this time. It is apt. My Nigeria, my responsibility. This is where it stands, this is where it ends. It's very important that at a time like this, we assume our full form of being responsible and patriotic. And in doing so, we must be intentional and honest to ourselves. Mr. President, in his wisdom, has given governance a human face. For the first time, we know that we're governing human beings. Our APC youth leader, Mr. Dayo Israel, spoke about China. I recognize you, my leader. He spoke about China. What China did was they heavily invested in their people. And that's why they are growing at an accelerated manner. And that's what Mr. President is doing. And we must take advantage of this season and do whatever it takes to play our own part and play our role as responsible citizens. In China, they have 690 million women, 690. 98% of them are economically empowered. And 97% of them own their own homes. In Nigeria, we just have 20% of those women, or even less. Imagine a Nigeria where almost 100% of the women, where we have more female-headed households, own their homes, are economically empowered. I'm sure we would not have issues of out-of-school children, would not have issues of malnutrition, would not have issues of bandits. Because those children belong to a well-grounded home. I'm excited to inform you that Mr. President, through the Renewed Hope Social Impact Intervention, has approved the Family Advancement Program. And I think that this is a game changer, because when we look after the family unit, then we can be able to expect to have stronger societies and stronger communities. Mr. President also has approved for the budgets during the Federal Executive Council, the last one, approved for the budgets of the Women Affairs and Youth Affairs to be reviewed to capture the interest of the majority of our people. So I congratulate all of us on this conversation that has just started, and we'll take it further. From the ministry, we're doing also a campaign on see something, say something, and we'll do something about it. This is in line with the 16 days of activism that we're commemorating as a country. That started on the 25th, on the National Human Rights Day, on the National Day for, and then it's going to end on the 10th of November. We don't want to become a country of rape. Every day in a typical community, we get 10 cases of rape, and 8 of those are minors. We don't want to abuse any citizens, and that's why we're strengthening protocols. Join us in that campaign. I wish us a great deliberation. From the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, we remain committed to this particular conversation, and we look forward to partnering with each and every one of you for us to achieve the responsibility of the entirety of our country. We remain a very responsible partner in building Nigeria. I thank you for the opportunity to share. May God bless you all, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
I love that we're breaking boundaries, shattering ceilings, from film to music to food. Across the world, Nigeria is shining. I'm a truly proud Nigerian. It's time now for me to ask Sheyi Law to introduce the next program on the agenda and bring up our first speaker. My name, again, is Eugenia Abu, and I'm working with Sheyi Law. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. I believe we can make the applause louder and better. And it is time for us to have the welcome address by the convener of this event, a young man who is a proud Nigerian and serving in this capacity as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Citizenship and Leadership, and he's a lover of the youth. Please, can we put our hands together as we welcome Honorable Nasir Bala Aminu Jaoji. Please, let's welcome him.
Representative of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of Information, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barau Jibril, the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, His Royal Highness, my father, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, my mentor, my godfather, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, former National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, representative of the IGP Police, the EU Ambassador of Nigeria, ECOWAS, the Cuban Ambassador, the Chinese Cultural Counselor, the Emir of Kano again, DG NFC, the Chairman National Sport Commission, distinguished senators, House of Reps, Commissioner, Federal Consumer Protection Council, my sister, Senior Special Assistant to the President, my colleagues, Senator Kawu Sumaila, and all the remaining senators. Good morning to you all. It is with profound honor and a deep sense of national duty that I welcome you all to the official launch of My Nigeria, My Responsibility. My Nigeria, My Responsibility is a campaign, a flagship campaign for citizens' engagement initiatives under the renewed hope of our father, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Today's gathering is not merely the unveiling of a program. It is the birth of a national movement, a deliberate effort to reawaken the spirit of responsibility, patriotism, accountability, and shared ownership of Nigerian project. This campaign emerged from the understanding that nation building is not the task of government alone, but a collective obligation and that rests upon each citizen, young or old, public or private, rural or urban. The program titled My Nigeria, My Responsibility, with a theme, Reigniting Patriotism through Responsible Citizenship and Leadership, is a national citizen engagement campaign designed to inspire Nigerians, especially young people, our youth, to take active responsibility in building a better nation. The campaign promotes patriotism, civic values, community development, and responsible citizenship as essential tools for national progress. This campaign is more than a slogan. It is a movement designed to remind every Nigerian, young and old, in public or private life, that the progress of our nation is a shared duty. The government has its own responsibilities, institutions have their mandate, but the soul of any nation is carried by its people. When citizens embrace integrity, respect for the law, community service, and patriotism, development becomes not just possible, but inevitable. We are here today to strengthen that collective commitment. We are here to inspire also behavioral change, promote civic values, and encourage Nigerians to take ownership of the social, environmental, and moral well-being of our communities. This is how nations grow, this is how societies thrive, and this is how we secure a better future for our dear nation, Nigeria. This campaign seeks to change attitude, strengthen civic responsibility by encouraging citizens to contribute in everyday endeavors, respecting laws, protecting infrastructure, participating in community service, upholding integrity, supporting security efforts, promoting unity beyond ethnic and religious differences. Long before my appointment as SSC to the President on citizenship and leadership, I had already embraced the culture of teamwork as a driving force for promoting responsible citizenship and effective fellowship. This conviction continues to guide my commitment to national development and collective responsibility. In my unique ways of contributions, I have been able to make impact in the following ways. Financial empowerment. Under our financial empowerment initiatives, I was able to facilitate the distribution of cash grant to youth and women as follows: 1,000 to each 1,000 youths, 20,000 to 100 individuals, 50,000 to 100 individuals, 1 million to 4 individuals. These interventions were aimed at supporting small businesses, encouraging self-reliance, and strengthening grassroots economic development. Under this project, we facilitated the empowerment of 50 women with sewing machine, while 50 individuals received motorcycle to our local communities. We sponsored computer training also. We've done a lot of agricultural empowerment and organizational support. Additionally, in this program today, we will be announcing a winner of a poetry challenge. The first winner goes with 1 million naira. The second winner goes with 500,000. The third winner goes with 250,000. Additionally, we will be having a raffle draw section where the winners emerged will get different kind of prizes. 500,000 for startup for 20 lucky winners. Sponsored scholarship for 10 lucky winners. Laptop also for 10 lucky winners. And iPad for 20 lucky winners. All these interventions, along with several others, not mentioned here due to time constraint, were made possible through the opportunities and access provided for the young women and women by this administration of our dear President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. May we all please rise and give His Excellency in absentia a standing and outstanding ovation. Bola, on your mandate we shall stand. Thank you. May you all sit down. Without a doubt, this campaign will continue to be strong from today through advocacy, school outreach, community programs, stakeholder collaboration, and digital engagement. The campaign, as it is carefully designed, empowers Nigerians to understand that nation building is not the task of government alone, but a collective duty and honest engagement shared by everyone. As the old saying goes, no one is an island on his own. Hence, the future of Nigerians depend on what each citizen contributes today. Thank you all for listening. Long live democracy. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please can we put our hands together for the convener.
President of the Senate, Alhaji Jibrin Barau CFR, honorable ministers, distinguished members of the National Assembly, our former chairman of the APC, representative of governors, security chiefs, your excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, your Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, the convener, who is also the senior special assistant to the president, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand on the already established protocol. Good afternoon. It is a great honor for me to stand here today to deliver this keynote address on a very important theme that speaks to the very heart of our collective existence, my Nigeria, my responsibility. This is a deeply important national transformative initiative under the renewed hope agenda of the federal government led by His Excellency President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. The campaign being coordinated by the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Citizenship and Leadership is focused on reigniting patriotism, strengthening civic responsibility, and inspiring increased ethical leadership across our nation, particularly among the youth who represent the largest and most dynamic segment of our population. I am profoundly grateful to the organizers for this privileged opportunity. The presence of the President, as ably represented here by the Honorable Minister and other very eminent leaders at this event, is a clear testimony of the government's commitment and desire to achieve the goal of the My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign. As a Vice Chancellor of a federal university and as one who has spent a lifetime working in the fields of education, communication, media development, and civic engagement, I am deeply convinced that no nation grows without a conscious investment in the values, attitudes, and ethical behaviors of its citizens.
I'd like to interrupt our keynote speaker by announcing the presence of the first son, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu. You may continue, sir.
Thank you. You are most welcome. I believe whatever anyone may say about Nigeria, thank you. As a Vice Chancellor of a federal university and as one who has spent a lifetime working in the fields of education, communication, media development, and civic engagement, I am deeply convinced that no nation grows without a conscious investment in the values, attitudes, and ethical behaviors of its citizens. Indeed, challenging times like the present have often served as opportunities for nations to take new paths and explore new frontiers in their development processes. I believe whatever anyone may say about Nigeria, opportunities abound for originality, pioneering, and profitable adventure. What we require is positive attitude and a deep sense of responsibility as individuals and institutions. Today's campaign is therefore timely, visionary, and necessary for us to reignite our deep sense of patriotism and further energize our renewed commitment to the growth and development of our country. History has taught us that nations are not built on wishes and mere speeches, but they are built by the responsibilities their citizens are willing to accept and uphold. Today's gathering is an acknowledgement that government alone cannot build a great Nigeria. It requires all of us, leaders and followers, institutions and individuals, to rise to the task. In simple terms, citizenship connotes responsibility that is constitutionally, contextually, and socially rooted. Citizens' responsibility in a country like Nigeria refers to the moral, civic, legal, and patriotic duties on each one of us, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, class, or region, to contribute to national stability, development, and unity. It is about playing one's part in building the nation, not waiting for government alone. Since independence, Nigeria and its people have been struggling with different approaches to set the country on a path of political, economic, environmental, social, technological, and educational greatness. Over time, we have tried several political systems, implemented a variety of economic measures, adopted various practices, but up to this moment, we are still not yet at the desired destination, partly because of the crisis of orientation and sense of detachment from the national cause. Hence, the foundation of the My Nigeria, My Responsibility philosophy. If it must be done, it must begin with me. This philosophy perfectly aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's reminder to all of us during the inauguration of this administration that nation building is a joint responsibility. Government cannot do it alone. The campaign, My Nigeria, My Responsibility. From what I've read about this campaign, it is not just a slogan, it is a civic faith. It is a call to self-accountability, to collective renewal, and to a new kind of patriotism, one rooted not merely in emotion, but in thoughtful action. It promises to challenge every Nigerian to answer three fundamental questions. One, what is my duty to Nigeria as a citizen? Two, how do my actions strengthen or weaken Nigeria? Number three, what legacy will I leave for future generations of Nigerians who are yet to be born? The reality is simple. A nation rises when its citizens rise. It falls when its citizens withdraw or retreat into apathy. In all of this, responsive leadership and followership with responsibility are necessary. Your Excellencies, sirs, I am largely confident that the campaign being launched today will actively reawaken the citizens to their individual and collective responsibilities, duties, obligations, and everything to do with advancing the unity of this country. Such responsibilities encompass legal duties, moral commitments, societal behaviors, and patriotic actions that collectively shape the nation's progress. Indeed, Nigeria's complexity and its multicultural nature, as reflected in ethnic diversity, religious plurality, socio-economic backgrounds, and historical challenges, makes it a responsibility on every citizen and every citizen to be connected to the survival of this country. As we often say, Nigeria's diversity is a strength, but only when managed responsibly. In this context, the campaign will be expected to reinforce the strengthening of the citizens to avoid hate speech that fuels tension in the country, like we are seeing, resist the spread of fake news, especially on social media, promote interfaith and interethnic harmony, resolve disputes peacefully, support government reforms and community initiatives, which I will just mention one, like we are doing in the universities. For a very long time, there is no single most impactful policy on the youths and students of this country like the NELFON scheme. And I will give you an example with my own university. As I am talking, I have 8,560 students that are enrolled in NELFON. And all of them have been receiving their pays as and when due for the past year and up to this moment as I'm talking. My hope is that before the end of the first quarter of this year, I should have 15,000 students enrolled in NELFON. And this is just for University of Kashere. And the impact of NELFON on the communities is enormous, and the universities are now having more calmness, at least on the part of the students, because they could get their pays at the end of the month and they could eat and concentrate on their studies. This is a reform that every Nigerian should be able to support, and parents should know that many of their children sometimes who collect this money are not telling them, but they are collecting money. The government is paying for their registration fees, and they are also getting 20,000 naira every month. This is very, very impactful, and people need to know more about this. And it's a very wonderful reform. Your Excellencies, sirs, in order to sustain the current drive and momentum of the evolving opportunities, there is the need to strengthen the citizens' commitment to responsibility for ethical conduct by encouraging them to cherish, uphold, and insist on integrity in all dealings. Equally, the campaign, like previous initiatives, should emphasize responsibility for national unity, especially among the youths, who should be strengthened to rise above ethnic, religious, and regional prejudices. Our younger generation should be taught to believe that Nigeria's strength lies in its diversity, and it is our responsibility to protect that diversity through our conduct, speech, and relationships. Every time we stereotype a group, separate hate on social media, or undermine one another because of identity differences, we are weakening the fabric of our existence as a people and as a nation. It is also important that the campaign focuses on responsibility for community service. It should be able to reawaken the spirit of volunteerism and communal participation in our communities to promote growth at the grassroots. That will promote a sense of community ownership and community-centered accountability in the affairs of our people. For this campaign to succeed, it must be multifaceted and all-embracing without exception. With proper planning and segmentation of content, every category of Nigerian, most especially the youth, can be addressed with relevant messages through appropriate channels. I should emphasize that communication is key for the success of this initiative. Therefore, we should invest a lot in different communication aspects to ensure that this campaign reaches every point. It is important also to ensure that every group is strategically reached. For example, as an educator, I strongly believe that knowledge is the foundation of national development. Thus, the need for proper inclusion of our universities, schools, and training institutions in the campaign to support them in their task of producing citizens who are critical thinkers, ethical leaders, problem solvers, creators, and innovators. In the same vein, the campaign should target our media professionals, scholars, influencers, community leaders, and political influencers on their roles in guiding public discourse responsibly and promoting responsible media consumption and digital literacy. While we call on citizens to act, leadership is also reminded to earn the trust of the citizens by demonstrating accountability in their affairs, prioritizing national interests over personal interests, ensuring fairness in resource allocation, strengthening institutions, and providing opportunities for the youth. Citizens can only act responsibly when leadership is responsive. As President Bola Tinubu has repeatedly affirmed, reform, discipline, and accountability remain central to our national renewal and survival. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today, Nigeria remains Africa's most promising nation because of our resilience and resourcefulness. I am hugely hopeful that with a conscious effort to address the issue of ethical reasoning and orientation through the My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign, Nigeria can overcome its challenges and attains its rightful position in history and earn respect as a country of honest citizens and transparent leaders. Accordingly, let me commend and join the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Malam Nasiru Bala Aminu, to appeal to all Nigerians for us to build a nation where responsibility is culture, unity is strength, and hope is renewed. I thank you for your kind attention.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the unflappable, well-respected Vice Chancellor of the Federal University Kashere, Professor Umaru Pate, media scholar, plenipotentiary, well-respected across nations and across divides. Please give another dose. He talks about fake news, he talks about community development, and he reminds us that Nigeria is on the cusp, as always, of shifting forward, and the youth are in the vanguard of pushing us that way. Your Excellency, the representative of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the President, the Deputy President of the Senate, representing the President of the Senate, the first son, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's time now for me to invite Sheyi Law to tell us where next we're going. Would also like to thank Our Royal Highness for sitting through this event and being patient. We thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma. The next program of events, before I do that, permit me to recognize the presence of our own in the cabinet, the Honorable Minister of Youth, Mr. Yola Wande. Please can we put our hands together for him? And now we'll move straight to the unveiling of My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign material. And to do that, please permit me to welcome the Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the Deputy Senate President of the 10th Assembly, one of the most proactive assemblies that this nation has ever had, because they passed in record time of 9 months the tax reform bill. Ladies and gentlemen, it took us 20 years for the petroleum industrial bill to be passed, but for the 10th Assembly, I've seen speed and I've seen the love for Nigeria. Please, can we put our hands together for Senator Barao I. Jibril CON, the Deputy Senate President of Nigeria, as he unveils the campaign material.
Of the greatest Nigerian youth, of the greatest of the greatest Nigerian youth, three bosa for all of you. Bosa, bosa, bosa. No use, no nation. Where is the... Is it not coming?
I'm holding.
Okay. Can I speak first?
So we're just removing.
Okay. Is it okay? Can I speak?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I have the honor and privilege to unveil the materials for my Nigeria, my responsibility. It is expected that these materials will be used to ignite patriotism. Patriotism through responsible citizenship and leadership. I invite Mr. President, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and the former chairman of APC and former governor of Kano State, and of course the convener and other important dignitaries here to join me in the unveiling. Where do you go?
I think this is the role. Obey the laws of the country. That's it.
Okay. Now, the civic duties, these are some of the obligations you must fulfill. Number one, obey the laws of the country, respect all rules and regulations at federal, state, and local levels. Two, pay your taxes where applicable. Taxes help the government provide services like roads, schools, hospitals, and security. Number three, vote during election when eligible. Participating in elections strengthens democracy and ensures your voice is heard. Next, respect the rights of others. Every citizen has rights. Respecting others' rights helps maintain peace. The next, of course, is show patriotism. Speak positively about Nigeria, support local initiatives, and contribute to national growth. The next is to protect and defend Nigeria's unity and integrity. Support peaceful coexistence and avoid actions that divide the country. The last but not the least is for you to report suspicious activities. Helping security agencies keeps community safe. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Your Excellencies, I would like for you to remain for a photograph where you are standing with the Deputy Senate President. And I would like to invite the first son, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu, to make his way for the photograph as well, to join this photograph because he supports the youth, and this is the time for him to be in this photograph. This is an important photograph, and I would like him to come up for this photograph. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there will be one more photograph after the representative of the President speaks, but this photograph for the unveiling is important, and after this photograph is done, I will invite the #1 citizen represented by the Honorable Minister of Information to speak. Thank you very much. You may return to your seats. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I would like now to invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented today by the Honorable Minister of Information, Alhaji Mohammed Idris Malagi, to deliver his speech. I'd like to please ask you to keep the room calm as the #1 citizen delivers his speech through the minister. It is now my singular honor and privilege to invite him.
Thank you very much, my sister Eugenia Abu. Your Excellency, the President of the Nigerian Senate, ably represented by the Deputy Senate President, distinguished Senator Barrow Jibril, other members of the National Assembly here present, representatives of the state governors here, our elder statesman, former chairman of our great party, the APC, former governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, members of the Federal Executive Council here present. I can see the Honorable Minister of Youth Development, Honorable Minister of State for the FCT, the Chairman, National Sports Commission, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our Royal Father, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero Sankano, Allah Taimaki Sarki, the heads of ministerial departments here present, one of the leaders of the youth in this country, Mr. Shahid Tinubu, who has also graced this occasion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all members of Nigerian youth. It is with profound sense of duty and a heart brimming with hope that I stand before you today at this pivotal flag of the My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign. I commend the vision of the Special Assistant to the President on Citizenship and Leadership for this timely, powerful, and necessary initiative. This theme, Reigniting Patriotism through Responsible Citizenship and Leadership, represents the very blueprint for our national rebirth towards the new Nigeria we're all collectively building. Today, we are called to remember that patriotism is not a spectator sport or a title we claim only when our nation triumphs. True patriotism is an active verb. It is a choice we make every day to be responsible for our nation's story, its progress, and its image, both within our borders and among the Community of Nations. It is this shared understanding that the destiny of Nigeria does not rest in the hands of a select few in Abuja, but in the daily actions, words, and choices of over 200 million Nigerians scattered all around this country. In this noble endeavor, we are not walking blindly. We are guided by the living example of a leader who has, for decades, personified this campaign. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man whose entire political career is a testament to patriotic commitment to democracy. From the trenches of the pro-democracy struggles to the mantle of governance, his life has been a marathon for the entrenchment of democratic values wherever he has found himself. This commitment is a bedrock of his administration's bold, patriotic, and forward-looking policies designed for sustainable generational impact. They are the tangible evidence of a government that listens, that refines, that acts with courage because it is convinced about most of its actions for the long-term benefit of all Nigerians. Let us examine some profound evidence of this responsible governance. First, the initiative of economic revival. The courageous reform in the subsidy fuel regime that has been removed since the inception of this administration in 2023. And also, the coalescence of the foreign exchange. We have, as you recall, inherited a system where in 2022, about 97% of our federal revenue was spent in debt servicing and also in the repayment of this subsidy, leaving almost nothing to build our hospitals, schools, and roads. That pathway was indeed a national suicide. By stopping this hemorrhage, we have, within just 1 year, more than doubled the monthly allocation accruable to states, the federal government, and the local governments. Indeed, this has helped by directly empowering the state governors, the local government chairmen, and also the center at the federal level to meet the needs of all Nigerians. The pain in doing that is indeed real, but it is also the pain of healing, not the pain of decay. Second, the tax justice. Building on this, the President has initiated the most ambitious tax reform agenda in a generation. Why has he done that? Because a nation cannot be built on borrowed money alone. It must be built on the equitable distribution of the people's wealth and those of its corporations. The old system was indeed broken, where only 11% of the eligible population were actively contributing to our national tax system, leaving large scale of our people under the policy of tax evasion that was rampant in the foregone years. Our new system, spearheaded by the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, is built on fairness, it is built on clarity, and also on digital efficiency. We are expanding the base to bring more into the system while lowering rates for small businesses and the vulnerable sectors. Already, early results are very promising. In the first quarter of 2024, we saw a 73% year-on-year increase in company in-tax and a 44% increase in value-added collections, not from new taxes, but from bringing more people into the net and also, blocking the leakages. This is how we fund our shared future responsibly. When you pay your fair share, you are directly investing in the school your child attends, the road to your businesses, and the security that guards your homes. That is the essence of My Nigeria, My Responsibility. When the distinguished keynote speaker was talking about the NEL Fund, this couldn't have been possible if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had not taken this bold decision. Today, the NEL Fund has brought into active beneficiaries over 600,000 Nigerian students. Over 120 billion naira has already been expended in just less than 2 years. Just imagine what this will do at the end of the first term of this administration. The vision of Mr. President is that there is no child, no young man or woman of school age that is unable to go to school simply on account of the inability of his parent or guardian to pay for his or her school fees and also to pay for his upkeep while he remains in school. This, indeed, as the keynote speaker said, one of the most tangible achievements of this administration. Third, the architecture of our new prosperity. The revenue from these reforms that Mr. President has undertaken is being strategically channeled into infrastructure that will define our 21st century. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, for example, the massive rail and port modernization, the unprecedented investment in agriculture and solid minerals are not vanity projects. They are job creation engines and wealth corridors designed to unlock the productive potential of every region in this country. They are a proof that your sacrifice, all the sacrifices that Nigerians are making, is being invested, not being consumed. Fourth, security and human capital. Concurrently, we are deploying advanced technology and better motivated personnel to secure our nation. We are investing in our greatest asset, our people, through the Student Loan Fund, like I said earlier, and vocational training, ensuring that every Nigerian has the tools to contribute to this new economy that Mr. President is building. This is responsible governance that listens. The adjustments to economic policies based on your feedback, championed by the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, is also showing a renewed commitment and ensuring that there is constant conversation with the people of Nigeria. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the core of my charge to you today. The My Nigeria, My Responsibility campaign is a mirror. It asks each of us, what is my responsibility? From today, you have to ask yourself, what is my responsibility to my nation? Once you do that, you see a clear pathway to national rebirth and national consolidation. One, your responsibility is physical citizenship. Patriotism is in the taxes that you pay. It is the most concrete transaction of trust between a citizen and the state. Your compliant contribution is your equity and stake in Nigeria's success story. Two, your responsibility is also to own your story. Be an ambassador of truth. In the digital age, do not work as a Nigerian in whatever you do for others to respect you and for prosperity to come to our country. To empower you in this digital responsibility, we will, in February next year, at the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Education, and through the support of the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, launched the National Media and Information Literacy Institute here in Abuja. This is the first of it to help us to curb that menace so that we can build a prosperous Nigeria for all our people. My fellow citizens, the President of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is providing the canvas of stability and vision. But the rest of us must pick up the brush to paint on that canvas. Our tax compliance, our truth.
From the Honorable Minister of Information has requested that the first son should join him on stage, Barrister Sheyi Tinubu. And he wants the Minister of Youth to also join him. And also, since we have the Honorable Minister, let's have the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, to please join him on stage. Sir, we had about 100 entries for the poem, for the poetry competition on My Nigeria, My Responsibility. Congratulations. The Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, while you were speaking, you mentioned things about the NEL Fund, and I have a young man here who is at the forefront of national orientation about the activities and the works of this government. He's right here, a young guy. Please can we put our hands together for the cartoon boy? Cartoon boy, please can we applaud him? He's very vocal online, always talking about the work of this government, promoting national orientation, talking about the NEL Fund, showing people what is being done on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, spending his own money to push the message of the government. Please can we applaud him, please?
And my hope lies in the hands that never rest, like the mechanic's hope, like a child's delicate dream, like a mother's midnight white prayers and the warm sweat of the delicate dream, like a mother's midnight white prayers and the warm sweat of the youth chasing a feature. My Nigeria is a bus that carries unity and no one My Nigeria is a bus that carries unity and no one gets down until we arrive at the future we are brave enough to build, where every dusty road still dreams of becoming gold. And until she becomes the Nigeria we deserve, I will not sit. I will water her with my effort, lift her with courage, guard her with roots, and grow her with love. Because my Nigeria is not a story you narrate or a thing to blame. It is my home, our home, and
please can we put our hands together for her? And with that, please permit me to invite Mr. President, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, and the Deputy Senate President of the 10th Assembly, and also the Deputy Senate President of the 10th Assembly, and also the former chairman of the APC, and everybody on the front row, and His Royal Highness, please, Alhaji Adobayero, the second Colonel, and the first son, and the Honorable Minister of Youth, to please join us for a group photograph. And while we're taking that picture, please inform that Mr. Aleno, on behalf of a textile company, will be making the payment of the 1 million naira cash prize to the winner. Thank you. Please, we'll take the national pledge as the dignitaries will take their leave.